What? What happened? Ugh! Man, why does my head feel so sore? And why can't I feel my fingers? Oh, come on! Are you kidding me? I could be relaxing with a good book. I could be watching my favorite show, but no! I had to somehow find myself in this, wherever this place is, and end up as a pale green, tunic wearing Pegasus! Okay, I'm good. But seriously, how the heck did I even end up like this? I don't even. Wait a sec. Oh no. Oh no, I didn't! Nah, not that spell. Nah, not that one either. What? You don't expect me to be in my reviewing garments the whole time, did ya? Wait. Okay. Next spell. Ooh, no, not that one. I already caused too many fires without even trying. Ugh. I'm not even sure if I'm ready for that kind of spell yet. Oh, this one looks promising. To steal Trid and Remsen Ashling. Translating to travel through the field of dreams. Pretty sure it's supposed to say realm of dreams, but hey, this is Google Translate. But either way, this does look like a promising spell to try out. Well, dream spell, technically. I wonder if there's going to be any ramification for even trying this. Nah, I doubt it's not going to end bad. Yep, I did. Ugh, I can't believe this. And what's worse, I honestly don't know if it's because I mispronounced something or I missed something when I tried to translate the darn spell and what it does with Google Translate. Well, I guess while I wait for the spell to wear off, or at least remember the counterspell, might as well get the review of ScootWHOOKOS and his works out of the way. Or rather, the works he's known for by his fans. Oh, and before I forget, and you guys know I always say this when I start a review. Hey there, YouTubers, and welcome to another episode of Reviewing the Web, with your now MLP-turned-hostess, Ashley Wingsong. Oh, come on, I'm doing the best I can with what I got, so please just deal with it, okay? Anyway, believe it or not, while the group in question have done other works in YouTube, DeviantArt, and Newgrounds, WHOOKOS Media, or the US Crew, well, aka US Studios, as they call themselves, are well known by their fans for 3 animated shows. They are AE Chronicles, WHOOKOS, and the first show they ever created, The Legend of Zelda: Unknown Origins. And as different from each other as they are, these shows are truly some of the most creative shows I've ever seen. And better yet, all made by the same person and his friends. Since 2006, Scoot and the gang have shown true dedication to not only keeping their works alive, but improve on their talents as voice actors and animators as a whole. And considering that these guys were in high school when they first started, that's saying something. But I'm getting ahead of myself again. First, let's take a look at the group and their history. Though there are other members in the group, it mainly consists of 5 young men. First, there's Scoot, the leader of the troop. Black Belt Dolphin, BB for short, the genius. Swifferjet, the lovable goofball, not to be confused with the mop. Keo, the eager yet happy juice-loving redhead. And finally, Rat, the adorable newbie. Or at least that's how he's portrayed in the show. They first started out in Newgrounds under the name Scoot Dude around February 2006, calling themselves a studio. Other than a few random videos, the trailer for Zelda Unknown Origin made its first appearance on February 24th, 2006, and since then continued as a favorite series, as many who visit the old site will notice the movie trophies on Scoot's profile. Trust me, it's a lot. That's how good the show is. Anyway, though it wouldn't be around September of 2006 that the US crew makes their first appearance on YouTube and DeviantArt under the name ScootWHOOKOS, no doubt to expand to other potential viewers. With plenty of impressive artwork and videos, this will continue until around October 2009, when Scoot moves to a new account on DeviantArt called This Dark Light, where Scoot continues to create impressive artwork to this day. And then around February of 2010, he'd moved to a new profile on Newgrounds on YouTube, Whookos for Newground, and Us Studios on YouTube. Admittedly, other than a lot of great animations and art, they also did a few live-action videos as well. In fact, one set of live-action videos called Statistic Attack, along with 2 or 3 animations, is actually an older version of AE Chronicles. But again, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Admittedly, over the years, the group have either separated or are unable to work together on videos from either a falling out or having to move away to other parts of the country. Basically life. And yet Scoot, the last of the original group, still animates, voices, and basically keeps the memory of the original Whookos group alive to this day. And if I'm not mistaken, he's even in the middle of trying to reset the Whookos website that's been on and off the internet since his high school days. At least from what I understand. Well, that's it for the brief history of the group. So, now let's take a look at Scoot's 3 favorite shows. First one to look at will be AE Chronicles. Now, even though it started off as a live-action series that later turned into an animation going by the name of Statistic Attack, AE Chronicles is basically an apocalyptic Fallout series with a few twists to what people think about said subject. First off, the world is literally shattered to a bunch of floating pieces that can only be reached by aircraft. Then we got the temperatures, time, and date that's stuck on one setting, minus 361 Fahrenheit at 1300 AM on June 23rd, 2012. There's also the fact that nearly everything is in a green haze, obviously a type of radiation. And finally, though possibly part of it has been done before, and other than the monsters looking about, all the survivors seem to have gained an unnatural amount of strength, endurance, far greater amount of blood in their bodies, by the way, ill, as gross as it sounds, and for a selected few, ability to do the most impossible things. This enhancement is especially evident by the color of their eyes, which becomes the same green haze as the rest of the world. Now obviously it's about surviving the apocalypse, though in a slightly different setting. The group also has to figure out what happened and why they can't remember. Not to mention that from the last episode, they will also involve a mysterious young man who seems to wake up from a nightmare only to find a note saying, and I quote, "Don't fall asleep. XOX. So, if you're looking for a YouTube show involving the end of the world, with a little taste of mystery and a few good scares, this is the one for you. Now, the next show that we're going to look at is Whookos, which is more of a high school comedy. At least that's how it started when they first created the show, which is, if you're looking for the old episode, is now called Whookos Beta. To explain a bit better, Whookos is about Scoot and his friends comically going through the problems of high school, at least in the old show. Though some of the humor in it is actually personal jokes between Scoot and his friends, it's still rather funny. Now as for the reboot of the series, which is just called Whookos, admittedly there's only 1 episode so far, but it still tells about the 5 of them hanging out. Only it takes place in the town itself as well as outside of it, unlike the beta version where it was just their high school life. And I'll admit, regardless of there being only 1 episode so far, and with how long the second season be taking, I'm honestly excited for the next one to come soon. And trust me, if you were to see the difference of animations and the growth of the story, you'd be excited too. Especially since there's also little shorts to, I guess to fill in the gaps. Or just to get a good laugh. And now, for the last, oldest, and best of the three shows created by Scoot, The Legend of Zelda Unknown Origins. Now, while it's technically a fan show of the popular game series, Legend of Zelda, to me, is probably one of the most original yet accurate fan-based story I've ever seen. As in all Legend of Zelda story, it's the story of Link, who at first lives a very peaceful life with his friends, only to be thrusted into the adventure of a lifetime. Only in this story, he becomes aware of his previous lives when one day while facing off a big Deku. And I'm not kidding, those things are huge compared to what they actually sized in the original games. He suddenly sees a vision of the Ocarina of Time Link when he's about to face the dangers inside of the Great Deku Tree. Now, granted, it actually started while mock fighting Meadow, but that was more of a recalling an attack than a memory of a previous life. So in a way, it was just to kickstart the whole memory thing. And of course, after certain events that I won't mention, Link leaves the forest in order to discover the secrets of his past lives, as well as what they could mean. Now, admittedly, other than the many familiar faces from the past Zelda games, there are also a few new faces as well, and each one unique in their own way. Not to mention that the series were actually set in chapters, the first called Deku, and the next Hyrule. Sadly, they stopped making the series after episode 8 of the Hyrule chapter. But fear not, for this too is also being remade. Now, as to it being remade the whole way, or only to a certain point, I can't really say for sure. But as for the first few episodes that have been remade so far, they are amazing! Not only are the videos longer than the originals, but the story, voice acting, and animations are greatly improved, and I can't wait to see more from them, no matter how long the episode might take. Well, I think I've blabbed enough about the series and the group, so let's get to what you guys are really waiting for, the ratings. For originality, about 8 out of 10. Yeah, I'm sorry, I would normally give them a 10 out of 10, but only reason they lost 2 points is due to Legend of Zelda Unknown Origin. But other than that, Scoot and his friends, both old and new, have really put their imaginations to good use. For creativity, 10 out of 10. Like I said before, Scoot and his friends really use their imaginations in their works, and how they create these works speaks for themselves. For dedication, 10 out of 10. Considering that Scoot's been at this since 2006, and even though the videos might take so long, between maybe months, maybe a year, and yet still come up amazing, well, need I say more? For resources and effects, 10 out of 10. Whether through merely pencil and paper or a special computer program, Scoot uses what he's got to the fullest potential. And trust me, there aren't that many out there who can actually pull this off with so much patience that it probably takes for him to actually get these things out, especially with life. For research and knowledge, 10 out of 10. Well, obviously with what was put into his works, Scoot really knows his stuff. And finally, for improvement, 10 out of 10. Again, his work speaks for itself. And so, the final score, 58 out of 60. What can I say? The US studios really put their hearts into what they do. Well, that's the end of that. And man, does it feel good to do that again after so long. Though it doesn't look like the spell wore off, so I guess What? Huh. How about that? Either this means it's finally wore off, or I'm about to suffer even worse consequences than the MLP form. Either way, I just hope that at least I end up back home. So, till then, this is Wingsong, signing off. In fact, one set of live action videos called I can't say that. Ugh. In fact, one set of live action videos called statistic. Okay, seriously, how does anybody say that without getting tongue twisted? In fact, one set of live action videos called In fact, one set of live action videos called In fact, one set of live action videos called Wow, even after that pause, I can't seem to say it. Statistic. Seriously, how do you say this, Sane? Statistic. I think I'm starting to see why voice actors have so much trouble with this. Statistic attack. Statistic attack. Statistic attack. Statistic attack. Ugh. With it. Statistic attack. Statistic attack. Called statistic attack. So, let's get to what you guys are probably why do I keep saying really instead of really? Ugh. And so the final score, 58 out of 6. Ah, for the love of...